we are. It's Saturday morning. We're back at the beach today. Well, this morning for a walk. We've got a full schedule today. Some events, some projects. Preparing for a talk on Sunday. So we're squeezing in an hour and a half here at the beach, get our walk in, and enjoy some sunshine this morning. So we have found ourselves at the NAS Pensacola Air Museum. Isn't this cool, babe? You like this, don't you?
The Range Rover has not been working well.
It's running rough?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess. Oh, look at that when we get home from this cool place.
Yeah, isn't this great?
Yeah. All right, well, we'll go home and check it out. Good morning, everybody. It's another hot, muggy summer Saturday morning here in Florida. Here's my LR3, and today we're going to change the PCV valve. And I want to take you along, show you how easy it is to do that. There are several reasons why you might want to do it. For me, my car is running a little rough, and it's been several years since it was changed. And so it's just time to do it. So come on along and let's get it done. All right, here we are under the hood. And our PCV valve, this is Land Rover part number is LR003380. Of course, you can find these online. You can get aftermarkets. You can get OEMs. You just use your best judgment about what you want to put in your car. So this is what it looks like. And you'll instantly recognize it when you access it on top of the engine. Let me show you where it is. All right, so you've got, first thing we want to do is pull the engine cover off. We start with removing our oil cap. And then we have 4 number 6 hex heads here, and back here in the back. And I've already loosened those on mine, so let's go ahead and pull that off. Just lifts out just like that. Okay. While you're under here, it's a good time to inspect any hoses, electrical connections, look for leaks, anything obvious that might need your attention. So now we're going to come over here, and this is our airflow. You've got your air cleaner here, your mass airflow sensors under here, and we have this little junction box here. We're going to remove this out of the way because this is what's covering up the PCV valve. You have 2 hose clamps here, one here, and these are a number 8 socket. And I've already loosened these as well. You can do it by hand, or you can use a drill. I don't typically use an impact driver on working on a vehicle. I always use a drill because variable speed, and I can control the torque and the speed. This one pulls off, and you just hold it back, and then you wiggle this one, lift it, and it will come straight out. Your hose clamps stay in place. You leave those there. Set that out of the side. This reveals your PCV valve. One of the easiest improvements you can make on your car. So we've got 2. I think they're a T20 Torx head. So let's pull those out. Don't want to drop those down in between your valve covers. Oh, there's a little hot. I did just finish driving. Now, If you care to, better order of operations might be to remove your hoses first, because then you'll have more leverage. It's not going to be wiggling as much, but it doesn't really matter. So this hose that comes across the top here, it's actually secured to the top here, and it's just one of those plastic push-in connectors. And again, might be easier to do this before, but it just comes off. Take care not to break it off of the hose. And when you move your hose out of the way, whoo, yes, that's still hot too. This just pops right out. And like I say, you can take this hose off first or last, but this one right here, this is just one of those squeeze connectors. And just squeeze it in and wiggle it off. Now, these type of connectors, for whatever reason, I've never had any problem with brittleness like some of the electrical connectors. I've never broken one of these, but still you want to take care and be gentle. So in the old days of the simple metal PCV valves, you could do a test by blowing on them. I don't know how these new ones work, but there are videos that show you how to clean these. It doesn't look too bad just from looking through the hoses, but it's an affordable part if you buy a OEM version. And so I'm just going to change it. I have no idea. I bought this vehicle, it's been 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, and I have no idea when the last time it was changed, so we're just going to do it. All right, so here's our new one. And again, we can hook our hoses on before or after. I'm going to actually, it's easier to grab if you do it before. So this just pushes on, snaps right on. It swivels, so it doesn't really hinder your installation. So then you want to tilt this down, tuck it underneath your electrical hose. Find your hole there, and you just gently rock it down into place. This isn't one of those where you need to lube the O-rings. I guess you could if you want them to last longer, but it's not that tight of a fit. So then it's just as simple as re-secure our screws. And you know, you probably know this, but you always want to get your screws started with your fingers. Don't start them with your screwdriver unless you're extremely experienced. See, I can control the torque I'm applying on this. This is screwing into metal, so shouldn't have any problems there. And then our little plastic connector, you just wedge it back in there. And that's how easy it was. Now it's just a matter of putting our engine back together. And this one, it's a little fiddly, but it's not difficult. In fact, so what I'm doing is I'm going to lift up on this one, and I mean, if you wanted, you could go clear back here and you could remove this too. Clamp here, undo this connector, and it comes right off. But you don't have to. It'll make it easier, but you don't have to. So what I do is I lift this up so I can get this in from the top here, and it kind of pushes itself, both openings kind of push together. You just kind of have to wiggle to make sure that your first concern is this one. You want to make sure you got a good seat here, both on the bottom. You want to feel around with your fingers, look with your eyes, and make sure you're connected. If you don't get this on, you're going to dirty up your mass airflow sensor, and then you're going to have starting problems. So make sure that's secure. There's our clamp. And then the same thing over here. You just go over and we're going to wiggle it. And it'll snap right into place. You can hear it snap, hear it and feel it. Double check the bottom. Move your hose clamp around to the front. And tighten those. This is actually number 7. All right. Now, these are aluminum hose clamps. And this is why I'm just using a variable speed drill, because I can feel the torque. And this might speed things up, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to double check it with my ratchet, because I can feel the torque by hand. Okay, that's put together. Now it's our engine cover.
So we just finished replacing our PVC valve.
That's a PCV valve.
Oh, PCV valve, right? PVC, PCV.
It's all the same, right?
Right. And so hopefully my car's going to run smoother now.
So there's a lot of reasons why you would want to replace your PCV valve. But basically, if it's running a little rough, you're idling rough, you're getting a little blue smoke on startup, it won't always solve your problem, but it is a maintenance issue. You may have a check engine light on. And so changing this is an affordable way to make some small roads to success. And so we've just done this just as part of maintenance. It may not be the big solution. I have to dig a little bit deeper to find out why it's really running rough. But it's a step in the right
So
direction.
happy to be married to a mechanic.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and go find our next video.